Brief background: I tested positive for COVID-19. After being sick for 15 days, I'm finally feeling back to normal. How did you contract COVID-19 and what do you think about what is people's reaction on this virus? I live in New York City and a lot of people have it here. I genuinely have no clue how I got it. I was pretty careful and was frequently washing hands, etc. I think there's a lot of panic. It really is dangerous to older people, immune-compromised, and people with underlying conditions. I think we should all do our part to avoid spreading it and trying not to get it, but at the same time we shouldn't panic and mass buy things, or scare ourselves. What were the beginning symptoms like? At what point did you know you had the virus? I felt like pressure on my eyes. They felt physically tired, which was weird. Tried to sleep it off and the next few days felt even more tired and with body aches. Never in my life have I had body aches before, so I felt like something was up. There was testing station nearby, so I got tested and 3 days later they said I was positive. In that time frame I started getting more of the symptoms, so I was pretty certain. What are the symptoms and where do you think you got it? What did you eat and drink while you had it? Is it really that bad? Ate regular stuff, all made at home, a lot of sandwiches, and soups. I did have some appetite loss, would eat 2 meals most days. It's not the worst. I've had flus which I'd rank worse several times before. Do you feel any different after the virus? How are you lungs? Did it suffer any permanent damage? I feel fine honestly doing day-to-day stuff. I am also curious about how my lungs are affected. Watched a Joe Rogan video about lung damage etc., so it's interesting. And once I get back into doing some cardio I wanna see how lung capacity and such are affected. How long were you sick? Today would be day 16. And I still have a mild lingering cough. But I feel absolutely fine other than that. So I saw your answer to a question. Your answer said that your experience was pretty rough. How severe were the symptoms? It was just miserable. But not like I felt like I was dying per se. Flu is an 8 to 9, I'd rank this like a 7 in a scale of 10. So pretty much you had a good immune system that slowly beat up the coronavirus? I suppose so. I took Tylenol pretty much daily and felt horrible for most of the days. The one thing I could have done a better job of is staying hydrated. It might have sped up the recovery. How effective is hydration in healing, and do you have ideas why it could help? I'm not an expert. Just the worst part about it for me was the cough. I drank several cups of hot tea a day to try to soothe it, which worked. But I was still not drinking nearly enough water to be fully hydrated. Hydration does wonders for the body whether you're sick or not. I know it wouldn't hurt to do so. After you've fully recovered, how long before you're allowed to be in contact with others without being infectious? I'm not sure. My doctor told me to wait 18 days and then I'd have to retest it. Even then the situation in NYC is bad. I'm even a little paranoid about having my girlfriend over even if I test clear, wondering if she could catch it just from surfaces or something. IDK of this was asked already. I kinda skimmed through most of the questions. Here's mine: did the virus just go away by itself or did you take anything to help you get rid of it? The only thing I took was Tylenol while I had a fever and body aches, which really helped alleviate those symptoms. I developed a really bad cough. I wanted cough medicine but there was no way I could go out like that. I called my doctor to ask about ZPAK antibiotics, for what felt like bronchitis, but he said I was already pretty far along and those would hurt my immune system, so he doesn't recommend it. I drank a lot of hot tea, and took a lot of hot showers. I think I could have done a better job staying hydrated. Do you smoke cigarettes? If so, could you differentiate between a smoker's cough and a corona cough? I don't smoke cigarettes, but I think the corona one is worse. It's not really like my throat's slightly irritated cough. It's a violent gasping for air kind of cough. Are you still self-quarantined? You can still spread the disease without experiencing side effects. Yup. Were you hospitalized? Nope. It is said that COVID-19 causes irreversible lung damage. Do you feel that your breathing is different than what it used to be before getting infected? And also, are doctors planning to extract antibodies from your blood to help the ones who are currently infected? Irreversible lung damage occurs in about 15% of cases, and if you are unlucky enough to be young and have a 20 to 30% decreased lung capacity, you can return to normal. The virus sets your lungs back, but with long-term activities such as swimming and daily running, you can practically return back to normal. The permanent lung damage only happens in the severe cases. Not breathing, but the cough really takes a toll on your lungs. I literally had bronchitis-like symptoms. Back when gyms were open, I used to enjoy sitting in the steam room, and I really felt like that was beneficial to my breathing, so I really am interested in how my lung capacity, cardio, is impacted. Did it start with a fever? Still trying to work out if I had it, but I had no fever, so unsure. Hi. I know this is not from my personal experience, but my friend's dad is a nurse. He just tested positive this past Friday. He never had a fever. He said the only symptom he was feeling was congestion. He thought his sleep apnea machine was needing to be cleaned, and that's why he was stuffy. It's so strange. The mixed bag of possible symptoms. Hope you stay healthy. Started for me with body aches and just overall tiredness. But I did develop a fever for about a week. It was a low-grade fever about 100 degrees. Thanks for watching, stay healthy, and please, stay home.